Hello, my name is Ariel and I'm back with a new video, and in today's video I'm getting a little crafty. One of my favorite holiday crafts to do is making wreaths. I love making wreaths. I would say half of it's because I'm obsessed with tinsel garland, and the other half I'm obsessed with things that are shiny and sparkly and glittery. And my wreaths tend to be super overstimulated with lots of little baubles. I usually make about 1 to 2, maybe a couple every year. I have tried to sell them in the past. They don't really sell very well, so it's really just like a hobby thing that I like to do that kind of piles up over the years. And I will sometimes give them away, or I'll put them in raffles for charity. Love just getting like bags of miscellaneous Christmas crafts and Christmas knickknacks in the thrift stores. I just find it so fun to sort through them and pile them all together to make an interesting looking motif. But the only thing I don't really have is a Halloween wreath. Or rather, I do have a Halloween wreath, and that's this one. And right now it's pretty plain because I've taken everything off of it for the most part. Every couple of years I will redesign it. One year it had a giant plastic bat in the middle. One year it was covered in glittery spiders. Unfortunately for me, I find that no matter what design I've chosen and done that year, I just don't really like it. And I'm not sure if that's because I don't really have a lot of baubles to go on it, because Halloween isn't really a bauble kind of holiday. It's more of a, spooky stuff. But this year is going to be different. I want a Halloween wreath that I absolutely love and that I'll be excited to put up every year, and that I'm not going to take it apart in like a year and a half when I want to do something different. Which means it has to have 2 things. 1, it's got to be colorful, because my heart might be the color of the deep dark abyss, but it's also rolled in glitter. So I want it to be shimmery and shiny, and I want it to be bright and colorful, along with being a little dark and spooky. And the second parameter is it has to be mom approved, because I told my mother she can hang this for her Halloween party, and she is arachnophobic, so can't have any spiders of any semblance, even if they're colorful. Just none at all. So, with those parameters set, I think I am ready to get started, so let us begin. I begin by removing the glitter ribbon and saving it for later use. Then I flatten the branches out. This makes it look fuller while also providing more surface to work with. I also add a ribbon loop for hanging. Next, I clear my workspace. Yikes. This wreath sheds worse than my cat's. There we go. With my work surface clean, I cut 4 strips of skinny ribbon in various lengths. Then I cut 3 thick ribbon strips. After, I fold them in half, then open and refold the ends to meet the center. I assemble the strips in layers until I found a somewhat pleasing arrangement. This took some finagling, but I eventually got there. I tied the sparkle ribbon around the center to keep it all together, then wrapped the center ribbon around it and trimmed the ties. And then there's the bow for the wreath. Now comes the fun part, decorating. First layer is all the decor I had from previous wreaths. I'm loving it, but it needs more color. Perfect. Now these shiny glittery babies are baubles I made because the store-bought baubles weren't quite as colorful as I wanted them to be. How did I make them, you ask? Well, I could show you, but it means we need to start over. First, the glitter. I got classic black and orange, but I also got these. I found these naked mini skulls lying around in definite need of some shimmer. For the purple and black skulls, I applied glue directly to the skulls as is and sprinkled sparkles on them. Pretty straightforward, and I like the results. But for the lighter colors, I tried just adding the glitter directly and didn't like the way it looked so much, so I wiped it off, then painted the skulls white. I ended up painting 8 mini skulls in 2 layers of white paint, And I also found these mini pumpkins too and painted them as well. Then I got to glittering. Some got uranium yellow, Scream Queen pink, toxic slime green, and lastly, witch's lavender. For more variety, I bought these bats and skulls with pre-glittered baubles. Also, I got these eyeballs. Look at these little guys and their derpy face. I really don't like them, actually. Fortunately, I found if you dump enough glitter on them, their stupid little faces disappear. Unfortunately, that cannot be said for the skulls. The orange ones aren't so bad, but I hate how the white ones look, so I ended up painting over the face details in white before applying the white glitter. I also glitterized some of the baubles as well, because variety is the spice of life. After the glittering came the glazing, and I sealed all the glitter with a layer of glossy Mod Podge. Now, back to the wreath. Well, actually I decided now I didn't have enough glossy bulbs, so I snipped these glossy baubles off of some garland I had lying around. Now we can get started. I laid down some large bulbs first as a starting point, and then I work my way around those with smaller bulbs and then adding in the kitchen candy corns and glittery baubles as well. These pumpkins aren't really glossy or glittery, but they add a nice balance to the chaos, I think. Plus they're velvety, which is really nice. My issue with these kind of projects is I always find it hard to stop, you know? Like, when is it too much ball garland? No. 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 I see you. Unbelievable. It's more ball garland. I just need to tie off one more bauble and I think we're good for the reveal. Another project down, and I know what you're thinking. You dyed your hair. Yeah, I did dye my hair. I was feeling kind of low the other day and I thought, I'm just gonna mess around and color my hair. I was intending, however, to do this coral pink, and this is more of a hot Cheeto dust red, so it's not exactly the color I was going for. I think it's giving very Delia Deets, maybe a little Crawley. Either way, I'm not quite sure if I like it yet. I haven't decided. It might not stay this color. I'm kind of thinking purple might be cool. But what I do know that I like is this wreath. I think it came out super good. I absolutely love it. It's got my favorite elements in it, a little spookiness with the eyeballs and the bats, but the obnoxiously bright and colorful with the glittery bulbs. I love it so much. You know who else also loves it? My mom, because she claimed it as her own when I hung it up in her kitchen. You know, I should have known better. I should have said dibs. But that's okay. I can always make a new one next year with the tools that I got this year. You know what I'd really like to try is doing a ribbon wreath. I have not done one of those before, so that might be next year's project. As far as grade goes, well, I normally don't grade my craft projects, but if I were to grade this, I would say this is probably a B. Yeah, I bought quite a few items for this, mostly in the bulbs, but that's because I didn't have any bulbs, and it's kind of hard to make a bobbly wreath if you don't got any baubles. But I did get to use up a lot of things I had on hand, namely the wreath that I've had for years. I also got to use a bunch of glitter, which I've been trying to figure out what to do with. It's one of those things, like, it needs a special project, but then a special project never comes around. Unfortunately, this is the last of my spooky time content. Thank you so much for your patience, and I did hear what you guys said about you wouldn't mind seeing more spooky content throughout the year. Oh no, we gotta make spooky content all year. I will do my best. Also, I am going to be doing a video on hot takes in the sewing community because I've been watching a lot of hot takes in the knitting community and want to know what your guys' opinions are on the sewing community. I had posted a couple weeks ago in my community forum about needing some hot takes. And if you didn't comment on that post or you didn't see that post, but you would like to share your hot take, just post it in the comments below and I'll add it to my roster. And with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing, as I do release a new video every other Sunday, or in this case, catching up in between. And until next time, I hope you have a good day. Bye! Peppa, you want in? Not you! Well, here, you can come in. Ooh, ah. You're my spooky time content all year round, aren't ya? Okay, you don't like to be held?